You've probably heard that you only need one digital product to make $10K a month, and that part is true, but the version most people build pays them $27 at a time, makes them chase sales non-stop, and turns their freedom business into another full-time job. The same digital product can also be built to sell for $3,000 at a time, fewer customers, fewer launches, way less daily pressure. I'll show you the 4 steps to build that second version, plus the one shift that's let me run the same offer for 6 years without launching anything new. I'm Ido Leatherman. I moved my family from Israel to Portugal, and I run my business in about 3 days a week, selling the exact kind of offer I'm about to walk you through. So if you want to build something real online, one solid offer instead of a cheap product you need to push every day, this is the model I'd start with. The people telling you that digital products are a great business are right. There's never been a better time for it. No warehouse, no employees, no inventory, no shipping, no returns. And nowadays with AI, not a lot of effort. Build the thing once and it keeps selling while you're out living your life. I'm personally writing this from a beach town in west of Portugal. On paper, the math works. $10,000 a month is about $333 a day. If your product sells for $47, that's 7 sales a day. 7 sounds easy until you realize you need those 7 sales every single day, month after month, with an offer that slowly stops selling. So the opportunity is real. That part was always fine. The problem starts about 6 months in. The thing you built stops selling and you're staring at a black screen wondering what to make next. Let me tell you a little story. I had a client not long ago, a talented, brilliant music teacher who created an app to help other music teachers with their hectic and dynamic student calendar. Beautiful app and extremely useful and much needed. He put real money behind the app and got around 350 people to download it. Not one of them stuck with it. He even sat with friends and colleagues one-on-one, showing them exactly how it worked. But they still went back teaching the way they always had. And here's the thing, people don't change their habits for a $27 download. They might buy it, they might even open it once, but a file sitting in their inbox is never going to change the way they actually work. What changes the way people work is someone who shows up for them, keeps them accountable, and walks them through it step by step instead of handing them a PDF and disappearing. That's the difference between something that sells once and something that pays you for years. So I'm not saying skip the digital product. It's one piece of a much bigger machine. But if you treat that cheap product as the whole business, you'll spend the next 2 years launching thing after thing and watching most of them flop. The passive income crowd isn't lying to you. They just skip the part that actually gets people results, like support, accountability, and a clear path to getting it done. That's what turns a cheap product into a real business. 4 steps, let's go. Step 1 is the most important thing of this whole video. If you only take one thing away, please take this one. You need to build what I call an irresistible promise line. It's one sentence, and that one sentence is the deepest piece of work you'll ever do in your business. Get it right, and everything downstream gets easier. Your content, your emails, your sales calls. Get it wrong, and you'll be relaunching every 3 months, fixing a problem that started right here. Let me give you my own example, the one I built when I made the shift I told you about. 6 years old and still bring in leads every single day. And it goes like this. I help music teachers reach a 5-figure monthly income working 5 hours a day or less in 90 days. Let's break it down. Music teachers, I know exactly who I'm talking to. 5-figure monthly income, a number they can picture. 5 hours a day or less, that's the dread gone, because every music teacher I've ever met is exhausted and wants to work less. And 90 days, close enough to feel real. That sentence took me a few months to get right. Writing one sentence is easy, but this one took me time because I had to know exactly who I serve, what do they want, and what they're sick of. Once I had it, the whole business got easier, and 6 years later, it's still the same offer and the same business. So tonight, pull out a doc and write your version. This person reaches this result doing what they actually want without the thing they hate in this much time. It'll come out clumsy the first time. Write it anyway, sleep on it, sharpen it tomorrow, and keep sharpening it every time you talk to a potential customer until there's nothing left to improve. Real quick, if you find this useful so far, hit subscribe. Every subscriber tells YouTube to put it in front of one more business owner who's tired of chasing the next shiny thing. Step 2 is where the cheap digital products make a comeback, now doing the job they're actually good at. Now, once you got your offer, people still need to trust you before they hand over real money. And the way you earn their trust online without filming 90 videos a week, you got it, is by giving them something useful first. You give, and they give you their attention back. And that's what a free or low-cost digital product is for. A short ebook, a template, a checklist, a quick video training, something someone gets through in 5 or 10 minutes and walks away from with one small win. Donald Miller, in Building a Story Brand, says there are 2 kinds of offers, a date and a marriage proposal. Your cheap digital product is the date. It's how someone gets to know you, likes you, and decides they want more. Selling a $27 product is fine. The mistake is expecting that $27 product to be your income. But its real job is to start the relationship that earns you the income later. You put it everywhere your people already are. You mention it in your videos, you link it to your stories and reels, you drop it in the Facebook groups where your people hang out, you send it to your list every now and then. You can even set up swaps between creators in nearby niches. Your freebie to their list, their to yours. You answer questions on Reddit and Quora and leave the link in your signature. You can do all that at once or just some of it, it doesn't matter. The problem is that most people make the same mistake. They hand over the freebie, send one email that says, buy my thing, hear nothing back, and quit. That was always going to fail. What you need to think about is a nurture sequence. Someone downloads your freebie, lands on your list, and over the next week or so, they get a handful of emails that doesn't sell anything. They teach, they're honest, and they keep showing up. Let me tell you how mine looks like. The first delivers the freebie and says hello. The second gets vulnerable with your story and your own struggle. The third names the problem they're living with. The fourth teaches them something real. The fifth shows them what's possible with a before and after, and the last one invites them to something bigger. And if you think email is dead, McKinsey, the firm that advises the biggest companies on earth, found that email is around 40 times better at winning new customers than Facebook and Twitter combined. 40 times. So if your week is 3 hours a day on Instagram and 0 minutes on your email list, you're spending your time in the wrong place. If you want the exact 6 email sequence I use, type sequence in the comments and I'll send it over. Now let's talk about that something bigger. This is what step 3 is about. Step 3 is what I call the connection moment. Nobody buys a $3,000 program on the back of an email. They buy from a person they feel like they actually know. So your whole job is to create one moment they get to meet you. And I'm talking about actually meeting you, not just reading your stuff. That can take a few shapes: a live workshop on Zoom, a free webinar, a discovery call, a small event in a room somewhere, even a quiet WhatsApp group where you show up and add value. Format matters far less than the principle. They need to spend about 45 minutes to an hour and a half inside your world, hearing you talk, watching how you think, feeling how you actually care where they end up. I personally use webinars, have for years, 1 or 2 a month, and they convert better than anything else in my business. And it's not because I'm some gifted presenter, it comes down to the one thing I do every single time. I don't try to teach them everything I know in that room. I've got exactly one job: to move someone from "I'm not sure this is possible for me" to "This is possible for me and I could start tomorrow morning." That's the entire assignment. People don't walk away remembering what you taught them. They walk away remembering how you made them feel. So I go after their beliefs one at a time. Too old, too young, no money, no time, not techy enough. And after each one, I tell a story of a real person who believed the same thing and changed anyway. If you don't have those stories yet, tell your own. The belief that was holding you back and the moment it broke. The trap I watch new coaches fall into is cramming everything into a room: 5 frameworks, 3 templates, a worksheet, and then people leave saying, "Whoa, that was a lot. Let me go digest it on my own for like a month." Don't do that. Give them just enough to believe it's possible, then point them to the next step. Step 4, the call. This is where the money actually gets made. At the end of every webinar, every workshop, every connection moment, I invite the people who are serious about changing something to book a one-on-one call. Remember Donald Miller's marriage proposal? This is it. And everything before, it was just a date that earned you the right to ask. Now, don't let anyone convince you that you can't sell at a high price or that people will only ever pay a couple $100 on a sales page. Robert Cialdini, the psychologist behind Influence, probably the most quoted book on persuasion ever written, describes the expensive equals good shortcut. When people can't fully judge quality on their own, they use price to judge it for them. A higher price reads as a higher value. It's just how the brain fills in the blanks. Think about food for a second. Someone who doesn't care what they eat grabs whatever is cheapest on the shelf. Someone who cares about their health pays sometimes triple, same calories on the plate, completely different price tag, and they feel good about paying it. So your job isn't to sell cheap. Your job is to find the people who already value what you do and serve them properly. A higher price says this is serious. A rock bottom price says this is just one more thing you'll buy and never open. And on the call, two things have to line up. On your side, you're making sure the person can really get a result from your program. It's important. Let me tell you something. Letting someone who isn't ready, they'll drain you, struggle the whole way through, and ask for their money back. I've made that mistake enough times to take it seriously now. And on their side, they need to feel that you're choosing who to work for. Nothing builds trust faster. So on the call, I ask a few honest questions. Are they ready to put in the time and the money right now? Are they open to being coached? And what's still in the way, which almost always comes down to either time or money. At least that's what they say. If you want the exact questions I ask, plus how I handle those two last objections, type call in the comments and I'll send you the PDF. Hey, no opt-ins, no follow-ups, just the file. The part people fumble is what comes next. The second they say yes, you have to be ready to take the payment right there. I personally open my payment dashboard before the call even starts, and any tool that lets you take a card live works just fine. The moment they say yes, let's do this, I take the card on the call. Because if I say, great, I'll email you the link tonight, they go home, they mention it to their partner, the partner asks a few questions, the doubt starts to show up, and yes turns into let me think about it some more, and you've lost them. Now, the moment the payment goes through, give them something to lock the decision in. Book their first strategy session. Drop them into the community with a welcome so everyone cheers them on. Send them the one thing they need to start on tomorrow, their first step. That's how you close the deal, and it's how you keep them long enough to pay you for years instead of months. Hey, if you're thinking, all right, Ito, but I'm stuck on step one, I don't even have my offer yet, let me help. I open up a few free strategy calls every month. There's no agenda, and it's not a hard pitch. If I think I can actually help you, I'll tell you. And if I don't, I'll tell you that too. Either way, you'll walk away knowing your next move. The link is in the description. Use it. Back in 2020, when COVID hit and the live event business I built in Israel disappeared almost overnight, I sat in my apartment in Tel Aviv, facing the same choice a lot of you are facing now. I could spend the next year building course after course, hoping one worked, or I could spend the next 3 months building one real program and commit to walking people through a change instead of selling them a file and disappearing. I chose the second one. 6 years later, the same program pays for the life my family has here in Portugal. It's the same program it always was, and it keeps working. Building another digital products feels safe than committing to real people, and I get it. Real people are messy, they need support, they ask questions, they don't always do what you tell them. But if you've watched this far, you want the real version. You got into this because you have something that could genuinely help people change, not to sell a $27 file to strangers. The question was always something else. Are you willing to build a version that actually gets people results and gives them the life you wanted when you started? That choice is what took me from the apartment in Tel Aviv to the life I have now. And right now, it's sitting in front of you. So what are you going to do about it? Hey, before you go, do one thing for me. Drop a comment telling me which of the 4 steps you're starting with this week. 1, 2, 3, or 4. I read every single one. And I'll see you on the next video.